ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्महद्भिर्यमः पुरो विभु निर्मायश्येते यदमुषु पुरुषः। भूते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मकः सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। कृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथा अमृतं सततपिबतं। भक्तिवेदान्त मार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं, सर्वलोक ऋषिदेव जन्म प्रसन्नं। Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis, welcome to our morning Srimad Bhagavatam study session. So today we are continuing study of Srimad Bhagavatam from first Canto creation, chapter 19, appearance of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, text number 24. Narayanam namaskritya chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. So in this particular verse, we see that Maharaj Parikshit is speaking, and he's about to ask the sages assembled on the bank of Ganges these pertinent questions, which is relevant for everyone and at all the time. Tatascha prithyam imam vipricche vishrabhya vipra iti krityatayam sarvatmana mriyamanaischa krityam shuddham cha tatram mrishata viyukta. Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. Would anyone like to read the paper, please?
I can read, Prabhu.
Oh, yes.
I think someone else. I think someone else said it before me. I think you can read. I guess.
That's okay, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Okay, Prabhu. In this verse, the king has placed two questions before the learned sages. The question is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? And the second question is, what is the specific duty of one who is to die very shortly? Out of the two, the question relating to the dying man is most important because everyone is a dying man, either very shortly or after 100 years. The duration of a life is immaterial, but the duty of a dying man is very important. Maharaj Parikshit placed these two questions before Śukadeva Gosvāmī, also on his arrival, and practically the whole of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, beginning from second canto up to the last, the 12th canto, deals with these two questions. The conclusion arrived at thereof is that devotional service of Lord Sri Krishna, as it is confirmed by Lord himself in the last phases of the Bhagavad Gita, is the last word in relation to everyone's permanent duty in life. Maharaj Parikshit was already aware of this fact, but he wanted the great sages assembled there to unanimously give their verdict on this conviction so that he might be able to go on with his confirmed duty without controversy. He has especially mentioned the word Shuddha, or perfectly correct. For transcendental realization or self-realization, many processes are recommended by various classes of philosophers. Some of them are first-class methods, and some of them are second or third-class methods. The first-class method demands that one give up all other methods and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord, and thus be saved from all sins and their reactions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sanatan Prabhu. Actually, this morning I was thinking of you, Prabhu, because this verse is about death, and actually, until we have, any one of our close relatives, especially, a child who has passed away, or a parent or parents who have passed away, then actually it does not really hit us as to what this death is all about. So I was thinking, who amongst our congregation have, seen death in immediate family members, and as of course myself, I've seen it. My mother passed away, and then I thought, yeah, who else in the younger generation? And then I thought of Sanatan Prabhu, because his father had passed away as well at a quite untimely age. So, when we look at the word to word of this wonderful verse, we see that how important the question is. And as Srila Prabhupada mentions in the paper, this is the central question of Srimad Bhagavatam, because one day we all have to die. So let's look at word to word. Tataha, as such, cha, and vaha, onto you, prichyam, that which is to be asked, imam, this, vipiche, back to ask you. So Maharaj Parikshit is, begging to ask the assembled sages this important question. And he says, Vishrabhya, trustworthy. So the sages who know the goal of life, actually they are the only trustworthy persons. And whenever we have any questions, we should not just go ahead and ask to anyone and everyone. No, the person who is qualified, experienced, vriddha. Vriddha means experience by age and by knowledge, and more importantly, by knowledge. Such vipraha, brahmanas, they should be approached because they know the value of life. Iti, thus, krityatayam, out of all different duties, sarvatmana, by everyone, mriyamanehi, especially those who are just about to die. So two questions are there, that in all circumstances, by everyone, sarvatmana, tviyatayam, out of all different duties. So there may be many, many things to do for everyone throughout their lives. And so what is that most important thing the person has to do? And secondly, especially for those who are just about to die, cha, and krityam, dutiful, shuddham, perfectly correct. Please provide perfectly correct answers to these two questions, cha and tatra, therein, amrishata, by complete deliberation. So no, not whimsically, but I beg you, after deliberating it carefully, please answer these two questions. Abhiyuktaha, just befitting, because you only can give just befitting answers to these two questions. Already we know that this is the central theme of Bhagavatam, because this is very, very relevant to all of us. At the moment, Śukadeva Goswāmī hasn't arrived in the assembly. But see how Krishna's arrangement is. In the very next verse, as soon as the most important question of Srimad Bhagavatam has been asked, Śukadeva Goswāmī arrives. So it is Krishna's arrangement. When we are ready, then Krishna automatically sends his bona fide representative. And in Maharaj Parikshit's case, it's Śukadeva Goswāmī. And then Maharaj Parikshit again repeats the same question in text number 37. And Maharaj Parikshit therein says, Atha prichhami samsiddhim. Therefore, I beg to inquire from you samsiddhim, the way of perfection. Yoginam paramam gurum. Of the saints, paramam, the supreme guru, spiritual master. So Śukadeva Goswāmī is the best of all spiritual masters. Even though he's so young in age, only 16 years of age, however, when he came in the assembly, as will be seen, everyone, except for the handful of devotees like Narad Muni, his father Vyasadeva, Parashar Muni, they did not stand up, but all other sages, they stood up to receive him and pay respects to him, even though by bodily age, other sages were elder. This proves the fact that when one is an esteemed devotee of the Lord, fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, age is of no barrier. So he's asking that, Guru Nam, you are the spiritual master of Yoginam, all the sages just assemble there, and Paramam, you are supreme. Purushasyas, of the person, iha, in this life, karyam vriyamanasya sarvataha. So what is the prime duty of the person, especially for one who is about to die? So again, same question he'll be putting forward to Śukadeva Goswāmī. And in the second canto, we see that Śukadeva Goswāmī begins with the answer to this question. Now, not many people generally are comfortable with talking about the subject matter of death. Why? Because death is fearful. And naturally, when someone talks about death, people usually rebuke that. Why do you have to talk about death? Be positive. You're living now. And why talk about a subject matter which is so negative? However, devotees do not deny the reality. They accept, yes, the body will one day demise. But what happens after the body demises? Because the soul is the eternal truth. And our real self, are spirit souls. And therefore, what happens to the soul? That is the most important question. And this is the most important thing that we should be asking ourselves all day, every day. Of course, there are many, many ritualistic, procedures that in our spiritual practice, we do it daily. But the purpose of those rituals are that they be spiritual around this fact that we are spirit souls and nothing else. Because if we are not cognizant of this fact, and we mentioned last time, this is called devotional service in mode of detachment, that we are not this body, we are spirit souls. If we are not cognizant of this fact, if we are not doing devotional service in mode of detachment, then at best, it only remains at the ritualistic level. It will benefit because it is still done for Krishna. However, better is to always be cognizant of this fact. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada had created this program of study of Srimad Bhagavatam daily, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Why? Because Bhagavatam again and again reminds us about this bitter truth of death. it makes our attention and all energies focus on this fact that yes, time is limited. One day we all will die. And Srīmad Bhāgavatam, across all the cantos, is reminding us of this fact. I remember, fourth canto, the pastime of Puranjana through Narad Muni to the king, Prachina Barhi, is explained. And therein it is explained how Puranjana enters the city of 9 gates and there lives to enjoy. But unknown to him, the 720 soldiers of Chandavega attack that city of 9 gate and make it helpless and render it useless, and burn it and drag Puranjan out from the city of 9 gates. What is that city of 9 gates? Nothing but this material body, consisting of the gates, namely 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, mouth, 2 ears, organs of evacuation, and organs of reproduction. Yes, one day, the 720 soldiers representing 360 nights and 360 days, which the rising and the setting of sun, Ayur Harati Vaipum Sam, Udayam Astanchayan, so it will diminish. It is diminishing every the very span of our life, every minute, every second. We looked at those verses that Prachanda Vega, the Vidhavato Hibrisham, the Kala, the wheel of time is very, very forceful. Antakoragat, it is like a serpent which is ready to swallow us, and it is chasing us every second and every minute. And no one can escape the jaws of the serpent of time. So what to do in these circumstances? That is the pertinent question. Now, Maharaj Parikshit had a notice of 7 days. So some people say, oh, we had a notice, but we actually don't have a notice. But actually, no. Our body is giving us notice every day. Drag nahi tej. As we grow older, our vision diminishes. We need glasses. We can't see properly. Or, just recently, His Grace Sakira Prabhu had his cataract operation. So some medical intervention may be there, but still it does not diminish the fact that the body is deteriorating. Bhautikanam cha bhatanam. Everything material deteriorates. Deha jab dagmag. Our body, what it was able to do before, many, many years ago or few years ago, is not able to do the same thing today. We are getting old. And the coordination, pag, mag, alag, param. One leg is going here, one leg is going there. The coordination between legs don't cooperate. When we were young, yes, we used to play sports. We used to play soccer, cricket, football. But now, if we are put in cricket pitch or soccer field, our eyes can see, yes, the ball is going, the ball is coming, but our hands don't reach out to it. Our legs don't reach out to it. Pag, mag, alag, param. And in most dangerous situation, when old age comes, the first thing happens that the bones become weakened and the person has a fall. When the person has a fall, they break their back or spine and they become bedridden. And that is the start of the end in terms of the last phase of the life. Pag, mag, alag, param. Chag, mukhdanta, bachana japa, pag. When the teeth falls down and everything we speak becomes pa, like that. Of course, medical intervention is there nowadays, so you can get artificial teeth done. but it does not change the fact that the body is decaying. And therefore, Bhagavat Bhachet, he says, that now become Chet, alert. Bhagavat Bhachet Yam Anucharalag Bhagajagaram. That the Yamdutas are ready now to take you. And our life is full of sins. If we really look, what good have we done? Why? Because these senses have led us to committing various sins in our lives. This is the conclusion of in the prayers of unborn child. Yes, past 100 years of lives, if we were to remember, we would know how much sin is accumulated there. And as in the paper, Srila Prabhupada says that these sins can only be destroyed if one listens to the final instructions of Krishna. And what is that? In Bhagavad Gita, it is given, Mam ekam sharanam braja. Only come to my shelter. Mam ekam. Because it is only Krishna who can save us. And the word described in Bhagavatam is Vasudeva Parayana. In 6th Canto, 1st chapter, this is mentioned by Śukadeva Gosvāmī in answer to Maharaj Parikshit's question, how can sins be nullified? Before we die, sins have to be nullified. How can it be nullified? It can only be nullified by that rare person, Kechit Kevalya Bhaktya, who is Vasudeva Parayana, who is sold out to Krishna. Agham dhunvanti kashneya. Agham dhunvanti kashneya. Niharam eva bhaskara. Like the fog is dissipated when the sun arises. Similarly, agham, all the sins of the person is completely destroyed when one takes complete shelter onto Krishna, when one is sold out to Krishna. What does that mean? What does the surrender mean? Srila Prabhupada very simply explained it in one of the classes I was hearing a few days ago. What is surrender? Srila Prabhupada says it's simple. Man mana bhava mad bhakta. Give your mind to me. Think of me always. Mad bhakta, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Namaskuru, offer homages to me. Bow down before me. Mamai vaishyasi yuktvevam. And in this way, if you are engaged constantly, Atmanam matparayana, then you will surely come to me. This is simple. Simply surrendering to Krishna and following his instructions, that is simple way of surrender. And Maharaj Parikshit is asking these questions. Yes, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? So for everyone in all circumstances, this is the solution, or this is the duty. In the 2nd chapter, Sut Goswami already has spoken. Savai pumsam parodharma. The parodharma, the supreme highest occupation for the living entity is yato bhaktir adhokshade. By doing devotional service unto Krishna, who is beyond the experience of blunt senses. Therefore, he is called adhokshade. Ahetuki. And when our service is without any personal motive, so this is the litmus test. Our service should be without any personal motive for gain, and apratihata, and continuous, not with breakage. No, akhandita. Krishner bhakti akhandita bhavatu me. Harekrishnatemple. Our bhakti should be akhandita, always, all the time, saturated, nityam. And this requires practice. It requires constant practice in association of devotees to constantly be connected with Krishna and be in touch with Krishna. Because at the end of the day, what varna you belong to will not matter. What ashrama we belong to will not matter. How much money we earned will not matter. Big houses or small houses we lived in will not matter. How many cars we have had will not matter. How much good we did into others or how bad we were will not matter. What will matter is whether we were able to, by the end at least, completely dedicate ourselves to Krishna. And this is a lifelong practice. Even though we know our senses at times do not cooperate with us, our minds do not cooperate with us, our intelligence gives us here and there excuses. And therefore, it is a focused endeavor which is required and needed. And centrally, this can be achieved by just dedicating our lives to chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we are just approaching the end of the class. Again, I would like to request the devotees to, if the first 5 verses of the second canto, if we can start reading those and memorize those 5 verses and constantly meditate on those 5 verses. Now, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is about to answer Maharaj Parikshit's question, and those 5 verses are the prelude. The 4 verses are the prelude, and the 5th verse is the answer to this question of Maharaj Parikshit. Yes, so it is from the second canto. First 5 verses of second canto. And Śukadeva Gosvāmī, he clarifies Maharaj Parikshit's question. Varyane shate prashna. I remember, in Melbourne, when I was studying there in high school, then I got hold of a paperback copy of the second canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Those days, like how we distribute, beyond death and birth and death, and other small books, Easy Journey to Other Planets, and also Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. So in those days, along with these books, the most common distribution was the paperback copy of first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and also the second canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And somehow, I don't know from where I got hold of that paperback copy. We don't do that anymore. But these books should be printed and distributed. Why? Because they are most effective. There is nothing as effective I found in this relation as those 5 verses of the second canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in terms of making people awake that yes, this process of Krishna consciousness has got to be taken, and the great agency those 5 verses impress upon us. No, this is an urgent matter. Why it is urgent? Because because we cannot trust our breath when death will come. Therefore, Śukadeva Gosvāmī says, Varyane shate prashna. O king, your question is glorious. Because answer to this question, Krita, Lokahita Nipa. Lokahita, it is beneficial for all the population. Why is it beneficial? Atmavet sammatah pumsam. Because it relates to the soul, to the interest of the soul. And therefore, Shrota Vyadishu Yah Paraha. And therefore, it is the highest subject matter for listening, hearing, and talking about. Shrota Vyadishu Yah Paraha. There isn't a better subject matter than this, than the questions that Maharaj Parikshit has asked, that what is the prime duty of everyone in all circumstances? Secondly, especially for those who are about to die. And we all come in that category because we all are about to die. Any questions or comments, Prabhus and Matajis?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thanks for the class. Just a question, maybe some advice or some counsel. Rahini Mataji's closest friend on the island is dying of cancer. She's had 3 bouts of cancer, and this time it's final. She's very, very disturbed. She calls Rahini, or Rahini calls her, and I hear her crying in the background, very, very distressed. She's on her own as well. But she's not a spiritual person. So, you know, there are so few Vaishnavas, there are so few spiritual people. What sort of advice can you give to someone who's not really ready to understand, you know, what you've discussed in this lecture and what we learn and speak about all the time, that we're not this body?
The best thing we can do is make them hear the Maha Mantra. So Srila Prabhupada chanting box is there, or if you don't have it available, then, you know, ask them to use their mobile phones. And in YouTube, I think there's, I think, a 6 hours recording, and I can send that link to you, of Srila Prabhupada just chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And somehow or the other, if we can ask them to just focus on listening to this Maha Mantra, then, you know, Krishna will definitely take care of things, because the name of the Lord is non-different from the Lord. And this is the main process. In Ajamil's pastime, we saw he was so sinful person, but he just called out his son's name, Narayana, and Vishnu Dutas came. So one cannot underestimate the effect of chanting and hearing of the holy names of the Lord. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. I'll recommend it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Prabhus and Matajis. Have a wonderful day. Please meditate. You know, as you know, I like calling these sessions Srimad Bhagavatam study session. Why? Because study means that it's never ending. It's not that we hear half an hour in the morning and go out in the external world forgetting this. No, we have to, you know, take notes, remember what is being said, and try to contemplate and see how we can practically live a life of Bhagavatam. So let's be introspective and remember our last breath, which will make us be more serious in devotional service. Granth-raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
A wonderful Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.